Multiplication as comparison. This is chapter 3, lesson 3, and we are looking at examples of how do we use multiplication to compare. And for example, we can compare how much we have compared to somebody else. And there's like certain language that you're going to hear when you are reading these kinds of problems. You know, times as many as, times more than, times as much as. Okay, Mr. Tillish has 6 times as many as Henry's 8 Pokemon cards. Right? June has 3 times more than her friend's 6 ponies. Sparkle ponies. 3 times as much as, right? We have 2 times as much as Mr. Tillish's winter wood supply. He has 3 cords, right? So we're comparing, the best example I have right now is comparing what you have to somebody else. I have 6 times as many as Henry's 8 Pokemon cards. I have 3 times more. June has 3 times more than her friend's 6 ponies. Okay. You have 2 times as much as Mr. Tillish's wood supply, and he's got 3 cords or 3 big stacks of wood, right? And with that information, we can make multiplication sentences, right? 6 times as many. Well, the common phrase in all of these is the word times. That's your multiplication symbol right there, okay? So if we're going to use multiplication to compare, we now need to set up a number sentence, right? 6 times as many as Henry's 8 Pokemon cards. That's the same thing as saying 6 times 8 equals, okay? 3 times more than her friend's 6 ponies? Well, that's the same thing as saying 3 times, or 3 times 6 equals. And then 2 times as much as Mr. Tillish's winter wood supply. And he has 3 cords, or 3 big stacks, right? 2 times as much as Mr. Tillish's 3 cords of wood equals. Okay? And then we can look at the answers as, well, what's the missing member of the fact family? 6 times 8, 48. 3 and 6, and 3 times 6 is 18. 2 and 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so then there are my solutions. There's another way to do this, and it's kind of like using a diagram or part whole. Okay, so if we're talking about 6 times as many as Henry's 8 cards, okay, 6 times as many. What if we did this and we want to find the total? Okay, we can make our part whole, but I'm going to make it a little bit longer because it's not just 2 parts now. Now 6 times as many, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if it's 6 times as many as 8, well, then it's 6 groups of 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8. You can look at that as 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. You could look at it as 6 groups of 8 equals, right? But what you have at the top here, again, in your part whole, is your whole, right? How much do you have? 6 times 8 is 48, okay? So you got all your parts here, right? And then you got your whole. 6 times 8 is 48, okay? You can do the same thing with 3 groups of 6 equals 18, right? 3 times as many as her friend's 6 ponies. Well, if the friend has 6 ponies, it's 3 times as many. 1, 2, 3 times as many ponies as her friend. Okay? Part whole. Make our diagram. You can look at that as 6 plus 6 plus 6, or 6 times 3. But your whole up top, right, is now 18. Okay? And then we have 2 groups of 3. Well, Mr. Tillish's wood supply, he's got his 3 cords, but it's 2 times, 2 times as much as I have. Okay, so you look at that as 3 plus 3, or 3 times 2, 2 times 3, right? And now your whole is 6. So in looking at these, right, the one word that they all have in common is the word times, right? The number that's in front of the word times, when you go to set up your multiplication sentence, that number is the first number in your multiplication sentence. Okay, 6 times 8, 3 times 6, 2 times 3. Okay? And then I wrote the multiplication sentences here. And then I've given you a separate strategy for organizing the information, right? Get your parts about it. Draw your picture, okay? All right, so here's what I want you to look at. You, my friends, are looking at page 149, okay? Now, we are gonna do numbers 2 and 3, 6 and 7, 9 and 10, and 11, okay? So, let's pause the video, circle these numbers on page 149, and see what you can do using this information here, okay? So a good thing for you to do is I'm going to put these pieces of paper side by side for you, right? If you know that 6 times as many is 6 times 8, right? 3 times as many over here, okay? What's your first number that's going to be in front of that multiplication symbol? 5 times more than 5? Well, what's your first number that goes in front of that multiplication symbol? That's what I'm going to be asking you to do. And then look at 9 and 10, right? 2 times as many as 3 bows, right? Got a bow collection here. Go bow hunting, and get my Bo Jackson on, and I can look at this as 2 times as many as 3 bows, right? So if I got 3 bows, right, I need 2 times as many as that, right? What number goes first in your multiplication sentence? All right, pause the video, give that a shot. Keep this screen up. Let me move this camera out of the way here for you, and take a look at this information. Can you use this information over here to help you solve these 7 problems? Okay, all right. Welcome back. Thank you for pausing the video and giving that your best. Now let's check for accuracy here. 3 times as many as 1, right? Well, the first number in front of the word times is your first number. 3 times as many as 1 equals 3. 5 times more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5. here, we've got to use some bits of information that we have. We don't have the nice little circles here, right? We're going to fill in the missing factor here. Right? What's our strategy? It's like we've got our whole, we've got a part, just like addition, right? Just like subtraction, right? We've got our classic part whole here, right? If we've got a part of 2 and we've got a part or a whole of 6, because we're multiplying and dividing, right? And division is like subtraction, multiplication is like addition, right? Here, instead of looking at part and whole as an opportunity to subtract, now it's an opportunity to divide, right? 6 divided by 2, right? Or what's the missing member of the fact family that goes here? It makes 6, right? 2 times more than 1, 2, 3 equals 6. Now, if you didn't get that one, take a look over here at number 7. Pause this video and see if you maybe have made the same mistake, or maybe you weren't able to approach this problem because it was above what you understood. Okay? But take what I just talked about with number 6 and try to apply it to number 7. And if you have to rewind and hear what I said about number 6, do it. Okay? All right, twice as many as something equals 14. And again, you can come over here, go back to that classic part whole, right? And you've got your whole, it's 14, right? And you got your part, 2. Or what is the missing member of the fact family, right? Here, that would help us create 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, so twice as many as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 14. Right? Now let's take a look at number 9. 2 times as many as 3 bows. Now we're coming back, kind of looking at this top section here. We've got our phrase 2 times as much, 2 times as many, right? 2 times as many. 2 times as many as 3 bows equals how many bows, right? So if you've got your 2 groups of 3 here that we're trying to figure out, well, we've got our 1 group of 3, our 2 groups of 3. You can look at it as 2 times 3, or 3 plus 3 equals 6. Your total, or your whole now, is 6. Take a look at number 10. 4 times as many as 6 fish, right? Well, someone's got just 1 group of 6 fish, but this is 4 times as many. 4 times as many as 6 equals. Okay? Or you have 4 groups of 6. 1 group of 6, 2 groups of 6, 3 groups of 6, 4 groups of 6, which is the same thing as 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, or 4 groups of 6, 4 times 6, all the same ways of saying the number sentence that's going to give us our total. How many fish do we got? Well, what's your missing member of your fact family here? You've got 4 and 6, 24 fish. 24. Okay? All right. Number 11, we're going to draw the bar diagram here, right? 3 times as much money as $6, right? 3 times as much money as $6 gives you how many dollars, or how much money? Well, 3 groups of 6. There is my 1 group of 6, 2 groups of 6, 3 groups of 6, right? 6 plus 6 plus 6. I did it backwards. The equation should be here. 3 groups of 6, or 6 plus 6 plus 6. No matter how you spin it here, we can multiply, we can add, gonna get 18. That's the missing member of my fact family, 3, 6, and 18, or 3 and 18 and 6. Okay. Alrighty. So boys and girls, I would like you to now go to your Google slide presentation for chapter 3, lesson 3, and complete the slides that are there for you, and then your exit ticket. All right, kiddos. Thank you.